Okay, functions. This will be kind of a little bit of a maybe over your head. Maybe some people get right on. It'll be a fun adventure here. So functions are like anything in math. If you want to relate it to that, or any process you can think of. It's a method in other languages if you want to call it that, but it's a way of doing a certain procedure over and over, and kind of a nicer way of really reducing a lot of the typing that you do. Really, if you want to think about it, programming is all about creating things so that you can be as lazy as possible. That's really what it's all about. That's why some of these things, that's why you can see some really complex mechanics in programming. But anyways, so we're going to talk a little bit about functions, and functions work a little bit about kind of how you declare things. So right, typically what we've talked about is when we declare things, we have to declare a data type. So if I want to declare a variable, I'd have to say the data type, give it a variable name, and if I wanted to, I could assign it to a value. Um, and methods are a little bit like this. You have to declare a variable, or you have to declare a data type, sorry, and then a variable. But assignment is a little bit different. It doesn't quite work that way. And in C++, it's actually a lot different than other languages because you have to predefine your functions before you can actually create them. So in this case, we're going to create a function here really quick. And notice I went outside these curly braces because functions belong to, well, classes, but in this case we're not going to worry about that right now. We're just going to worry about this. So if I want to create a function, I'd go down underneath these curly braces, and actually I need to make sure I have enough space for everyone to see here. And actually we'll do this. We're going to say void, because we don't want it to return anything, and then I'm just going to say hello, and that's it. So that's all it's going to say. It's going to say hello. And so void means that it is not going to, it's not expecting a return of anything. And what a return means is that it might return a value, right? If I had a function, if I had an input into this, I'd have one output, right? But I could have multiple inputs, but only one output. That's how that works for functions. I can't have really multiple outputs. You can only have one. So we'll start with a void, kind of talking about that. So we have a return type, right? You declare your data type. In this case, for a function, we have something that's not available. When you declare members, we just have void, which means I don't want it to say any. I'm not going to have it return anything, but it is going to print something out. So let's print something out. So let's say cout hello. This is called from a function. I'm just going to say that. End line. And I think that's how I'm going to do it. So right now, once this is called, it's gonna perform whatever procedure is in between these curly brackets here, curly braces, whatever you want to call them. And in C++, you actually have to predefine them. So yeah, I got to do that. So let's predefine it. So I'm going to say void hello, because I have to let it know that I'm declaring this method, this function. I have to let it know that I'm doing that. And then let's just run it here really quick. Or well, I have to call it. That's a big deal. Let's call our hello method and see there it pops up there. There we go. See? Okay. So I called my hello method, and I'm going to get rid of this because I don't really need it, and that'll create some more space. There. Okay. So I just created a hello method, and let's run that without debugging here. I'll show you what I mean. So it called our method. See, it called out our function hello. I have a habit of calling it a method. Sorry. So it says hello. This is called from a function, which is exactly what it did. Let's see here. It says void. It's not returning anything. It says hello. Hello. This is called from a function. It just prints that out. So look at that. So we can call this. We can call. I'm just gonna put a. Well, actually, I can call it again because it'll go to the next line. I can call this now as many times as I want. And the nice handy thing is I don't have to retype this single line every single time. Now I just have, all I have to do is just type this little itty bitty amount of code, and it's going to do it for me. So I'm going to close this out. I'm going to run it again, and I'll show you what it means. So it should call it 3 times. And look at that, expected result 3 times. That's good. We're always happy when it does what we want it to do. So you can see that functions allow you to perform maybe even large operations with very little coding, and as long as you have a lot of intuitive ideas as far as how to use them, these can be really handy. You can do a lot of interesting and fun things with these. So I'm going to conclude this video with this part, and then I'll do another one on passing values in between these braces here, or these parentheses here, and then we'll talk a little bit about different return types and how to return values. So, alright, that concludes this video.